Hi everyone, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing days 1 and 2 of my October daily 2022. This year I am making it a goal to try to use up the things that I already have in my stash as opposed to buying all of the brand new things. Just because I have a lot and I want it used. So for my October daily this year, I have made an effort to keep the way that I do my days the same and consistent throughout my notebook for the whole month. And by doing that, I am using a large number stamp in my stash. To be honest, I don't know who the manufacturer of it is. It is an acrylic set. It is not photopolymer. So when I stamp my numbers out throughout the month, you're going to notice that they kind of look a little splotchy. And that is just because that's kind of the nature of the acrylic stamp. The photopolymer tends to hold ink a lot better and stamp a lot cleaner, where acrylic does not. So for the writing the word day, I have a solid and outline alpha stamp from Ellie Studio that I'm using. And for day 1, I am documenting, it's going to say October highlights for my title, but it is more or less a bucket list, so to speak, for the month of October of different things that I would love to do with my kids or my family, and I am just gonna go with it. I did type out some things on my computer ahead of time on sticker paper to make it a little bit easier. And I'm also going to do a lot of my journaling this way too, to try to keep things more consistent. But for the days there, I have 6 different things I'm adding to my bucket list: going to the pumpkin patch, watching Hocus Pocus 2, but I made it 1 and 2 because it's been such a while since I've watched 1. I want to watch that one again before I watch 2. Pumpkin spice everything, which means basically embracing pumpkin spice for the season and all of the things that come with it. Go to our local amusement park for their Fall Fest and Fright Nights, trick-or-treating, and carving pumpkins. So those are the 6 things, on my bucket list that I want to do. I did pull out the things from Hey Pumpkin, and I am going to do a lot of fussy cutting. That little coffee piece there that I put down is an old chipboard from Freckled Fawn. I had it in my stash, but the colors in this matched perfectly, so we're going to use it for the pumpkin spice everything, indicating basically my coffee creamer and my protein shakes. So I went through that 2x2 12x12 paper, the 2x2 square 12x12 paper. Found a couple icons that I felt worked really well. Those are a lot smaller than the ephemera that came in the kit, so I used those instead. And I am using this piece that says highlights. That is a Colorcast Design wood piece that is from this year. It is not a part of the October collection. I believe it was September's kit that came in. So I am using that along with that October banner to use for my title. Like I said, this is a bucket list. However, I had this highlights piece and I thought that it would work really, really well for this. So that's why I used that. So I am going to take some time here and trim down some of the pieces that I fussy cut out, like the switch. I do trim part of the right of that off there just to make it look like it's falling off the page. And then I'm going to stagger my 6 items here down the page so that not all of the ephemera is, or all of the die cuts are on one side, and so that not all of the journaling is on one side. I'm just gonna swap it back and forth here and try to stagger it as best as I can. Now this video I did 4 times the speed because if not, this video would have been extremely long. There's not a whole lot to say other than the fact that you can see I'm just gluing and adhering different pieces down. I love this little pumpkin. But I am going to just keep on going, keep on layering, keep on adding my ephemera. Day one took me quite a while to do once I was done doing that and then doing the die cuts. And this little guy here, I really wanted on there. But the Go Trick or Treating, I had to cover up the ing, and I'm totally okay with that. But I am going to pull this LE Studio stamp from my stash. It has these numbers on it in circles. I do grab this orange ink and stamp days 1 and 4. I will grab the next two Catherine Pooler inks for the other days. And I will fussy cut these out and number each of my items 1 through 6. Now, as I'm going here, first of all, this stamp set is retired. It is no longer available. I believe it was from about 2, maybe 3 years ago. So unfortunately, this stamp set is not available. There's a lot of number stamps out there that could be used for very similar things. But when I go through this, I am going to fussy cut these out, add them to my strips. But after I start working on my second page, I use a different orange ink that I liked a whole lot better. So eventually you're going to see me change out the numbers 1 and 4 to use a different Catherine Pooler orange ink. It's not, to me, this video shows a true representation of what this ink color looks like, what I'm using now. It turned out to be like a very bright neon orange, and I didn't like how it looked whenever I used the darker orange on the other page. The other orange I'm going to use will actually match almost perfectly the color of the pumpkin, and I liked it so much better, so I will end up swapping those out. But this sticker sheet I do have left over from, I believe, the Hey Pumpkin sticker pack, and I'm not a huge fan of glitter stickers because they never ever stay for me, but I do want to use them. I don't want to waste them, so when I add those stickers down, I do add a little bit of glue behind them because, like I said, they don't stick for nothing. That is going to pretty much wrap up day 1. I am going to do day 2 the same way. But day 2 comes together much quicker because I use almost a full page photo. So I'm going to go ahead and use that same Studio Calico Gray ink. You can see the splotchiness in my number 2 a little bit better than you can in my number 1. And I actually like the way this turns out. It's splotchy, but it's consistent splotchy. And it looks like it was almost intended to be that way. And as I go through and do days 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the coming week, you will see that that same thing carries on with all the numbers, and it looks really cool. So this is the Flame ink from Catherine Pooler. This is a darker orange, and this orange matches that pumpkin on the left-hand side perfectly. And I am actually gonna I'm gonna finish stamping out here days 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna finish stamping the word day, not days 1 and 2. I'm gonna finish stamping the word day, and then it's like I have this epiphany moment where it's like, I don't like the 1 and the 4. And I'll pause and I'll look at it, and it's like, yeah, that looks really neon, so we're going to change it out. But anyways, before I get there, I'm going to go ahead and outline these. This is the same stamp set from LE Studio. However, I have a solid and an outline, and I love adding the outlines on these and offsetting it a bit. It just looks so awesome with that outline contrast between that black and that orange. And I believe... yeah, this is the moment where I realized the 1 and the 4 is just not cool and it needs to come off. So I'm going to go back in from that Good Time stamp from LE Studio and grab the number 1 and 4, and this is where I'm going to re-stamp them back out, and then I'll trim them down and replace that number 1 and 4. That is a stamp scrubby from Close to My Heart. I absolutely love that. It is my favorite way to clean my stamps. I also love the Brutus Monroe stamp cleaner. They offer them in a variety of scents, and they will offer them in seasonal scents also. So with the holidays coming, I believe last year they had like a pumpkin spice and then they offered a peppermint around Christmas. I love their stamp cleaner. I do. And that paired with the Close to My Heart scrubby pad thingy, um, perfect way to clean your stamps if you're looking for a way to do so. So highly recommend both of those products. Okay, so anyways, we're going to move on here. I changed out the numbers 1 and 4. I love how that looks better. That color of orange matches the pumpkin a lot better, and then it ties in the day for day 2 so much better than a neon orange color. So day 2 is actually documenting the prompt. I think it's killer outfit or something like that. I'm using the Serena B prompt list for this day, and I think it was killer outfit or killer clothes, something along that line. But anyways, this was a picture of me in my wedding dress. My husband and I are cleaning out our house. We're getting ready to move, and I had found my wedding dress from 18 years ago, and I put it on, and I loved it. We were howling. It was so funny. I was so surprised that it fit me, and it was so big, but we were just cracking up. So I had to do day 2, documented about the outfit and what my intent was to do with it and keeping it and whatnot. And then I had that chipboard piece, the square one. It says October Stories Have My Heart. That is an Allie Edwards piece, and I absolutely loved it. So, and it fit perfect, so I added it up there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. I did type this up just like I did the other 6 items on the left side. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off that chipboard off of this. It helps make this piece a little bit thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and remove a lot of that bulk to try to keep the thickness of my notebook down so that it is not a chunky monkey like all of my other notebooks are, because I am a thick, chunky scrapbooker. So I'm going to go ahead and remove off a couple layers of that chipboard, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my adhesive and get this glued down right above that journaling. Once I get that down, I'm going to grab some of these word strips from Studio Calico, and I'm going to use an orange one here that has the word princess on it, and that is going to wrap up my day 1 and 2 for my October daily 2022. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Here's a bunch of close-ups for you. I invite you to hit that subscribe button, and also please give my video a thumbs up if you like it. It also helps out my channel so much. And please be sure to join me over on my Instagram channel for more close-ups and days here with my October daily. Thanks everyone so much for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye.